Hey all, it's Nova. This is part 2 of the kind of crossing build for Shawzzos top 5. Um, this is again a modded build and a Minutemen build. Um, Today, this is the inside portion of the build. Getting started right away, we're going to see a guard up on the left and a portion of water. I'm starting this over. I wasn't ready. I don't think. Hey all, it's Nova. This is my submission for the county crossing build. Uh, I know it's not going to be perfect. I know it's not going to be perfect. I know it's not going to be perfect. It just needs to be better. Okay. Okay. Hey all, it's Nova. This is my submission, part 2 for my county crossing build that I'm submitting to Shawzzos top 5. It's modded, and this is a Minuteman build. Uh, we're going to look at the interior this time. Getting started right away, we have our guard to the left. Just keeping an eye out. Not really meant to do anything major. You know, like this isn't for fighting behemoths. This is for like if somebody gets drunk while they're in here and they start doing stupid stuff. This is the guy, sort of like club bouncer. Yeah, you're just the bouncer. Here is a free source of water for the settlers. Not so much a drinking spot, more so if you have a Brahmin and you have a settlement, even if you're not a Minuteman settlement, you can come here and fill up a tub of water or so and move on. Free of charge. That's for everybody in the Commonwealth. It's part of the Minutemen's effort to keep the Commonwealth, keep settlers together. More of that soft power that we mentioned in part 1. Moving right along, we have a sort of robot workstation. So this settlement is dedicated primarily to breaking down metal from around this area and turning it into scrap metal and iron ingots, the like, and shipping it across the Commonwealth. Now, every now and again when we're doing that process, we come across reusable parts, things that aren't fully broken and just need to be refurbished and can be recycled and turned into better things, and that's where that happens. This is where that happens. So this is like the recycling, or like the final stage of recycling, where it gets turned into, something that we can ship off to other places. In here, we have our guardhouse. Pretty simple. Got some cots on the walls, some carpets to keep the glitching floor less glitchy, I guess. I love these cot assets. The only downside to them is they don't act as beds, so you have to kind of glitch in some sleeping bags. But yeah. Coming right along out of here, we have the general's house. This is where we sleep when we're coming to and from, or while we're building, just for a place to get access to some saves. Yeah, pretty simple. We have a nice instigating fat man here, some quantum that's kindly fallen over. Yeah. This generator just had to be thrown in right at the last second, because I threw down all the lights and I needed like 3 more power, and I had one of these spare in the inventory, and I was like, all right, well, I'm running out of copper. All of this is done in survival mode, by the way, so you use what you got. Coming along, we have our interior wall. So in part 1, I mentioned that this is the light wall, where defenses are the walls themselves are not so thick, and defenses are able to handle attacks for sure, but intentionally kept minimal, so we have a secondary fallback position in case something unexpected happens over there. I did want to cover this up, but at where we are at in the build, really nothing more can be added, and so we're just yeah. If I enter build mode and I'm looking at this this middle part of the build, I do instantly crash. So we kind of have to stop here. But yeah, coming right along, we have this guard tower. You'll remember this from the first part of the build. This is that the harder, more built-up section of the wall.
Thanks for your help fighting them off.
Yeah, sure thing. It always scares me when settlers talk. I don't. It's so quiet, and then you'll just hear like, "I haven't had clean fingernails in days," and I'm like, "Oh God, hi." Moving along, this is a really well staged portion of you know, enemies are attacking. This is where you get them. Here's a sniper rifle for getting them. Moving along, we have the gatehouse. We have some steel balls in a bathtub in here for dropping on people's heads. So if anybody's attacking, you can just boop. Yeah, that part's really annoying. But yeah. Coming along, we have a sleeping bag and a another section to look out over, make sure and keep things safe. But yeah, our guard in position, keeping an eye out, making sure everybody who's coming in is somebody who we want to be in. Usually, if anybody's showing up over here, they should be redirected to that side. That's where you come in over there. If they're coming in over here, they're Minutemen or an invader. So it's a pretty simple job. Coming around over here, we have this fucking billboard asset that's amazing. I love it so much. We've affixed in like these support beams and then a floor for holding this pylon, and we also have this Minutemen flag and a decoration on this concrete wall because they are really bland, aren't they? But yeah, this billboard, I really love it. It gives a really nice, like, scrappy feel to the settlement. It's another like I like having like big pieces in the build, you know, obviously. And it's another one of those things, you know, a fresh asset that you've not really seen before, and then the colors on it are really nice, and so I'm really in love with this billboard right now. But yeah, moving around alongside, we have our guard here, and on another guard tower, keeping an eye over this back part of the settlement. In the first video, I made the claim, which I'm now learning was an outstanding claim, that people only spawn on that side. I've only ever had attackers come from that part of the wall, but the second I turned off the video, I got attacked by a bunch of gunners. There's that stick drift. I got attacked by a bunch of gunners on the back side and that side of the wall, and I was like, what the I just had to be proved wrong. But yeah, moving down the wall, or moving off the walls, we have a little ammo storage section over here, as well as this. I really like to include these in my builds. So what happens in real life when you're in a situation like you have in Fallout 4, where there's no phones, you can't really get in contact with people. There's like radios and stuff like that, but that's more of a niche form of contacting method. And in order to get in contact with people you love and are out there in the Commonwealth, and you want them to know where you are, you just post like something up on this wall like, hey, it's Jim, I'm traveling through here, I'm going to Nordhagen Beach next, I'll be there for 3 weeks. And then you leave that post-it note up on this wall, and if somebody who loves Jim shows up, they can find that note and go to Nordhagen Beach and hopefully meet up. And you know, that happens canonically all the time in history. Canonically. But that happens all the time in history, and so I like to include it in my builds. moving right along from that, we have a little alleyway that surrounds the farm. The farm's pretty simple. It's the base game farm surrounded in a chain link fence with a couple tables inside. Nothing too complicated going on. But we have our little alleyway going on here. Some trash, some storage, a security door. I was going to build out this and cover this all in walls and stuff the way I've done the other side, but like I said, the build's getting a little intense, so we just got the important stuff in here. But yeah, if something happens on that side of the settlement, you can close that, you can lock that door and stand up here and have a little bit of extra defense going on. And we're back at the middle. We got 5 minutes, so we're gonna try to rush through the rest of the build here. So keeping it moving. Let's go down here. We have our craftsman house, as well as a little bit of extra ammo storage going on up here. Little lunchbox somebody was eating up here, I guess. I don't know. Settlers get up to weird stuff, man. Coming back down, we have some extra supplies for our craftsman here, who lives here. I always like to believe, like, General can't do everything all on our own, so each settlement has their own, like, designated craftsperson who's been helping the General keep things building. Coming inside, we have toilet, bathroom area, sink for washing your hands, a bed, a fireplace. Pretty simple. It felt like a New York style apartment for some reason. I don't know if you've ever lived in New York or Baltimore or any of those cities like that. You definitely know what I mean. So I had to include this glitched out ceiling light that is flickering. For sure. Coming outside of there, we have the base game. We have Sarah's Bistro. Let's go to. Oh, I gotta restart this clip. Oh my gosh. Should I just do 2 parts? Do I want to just do 2 parts? All right, I'm gonna record this one in case I decide to do 2 parts, cause yeah. So this might be what you see. I'm already doing 2 parts. Ah. I want to do 3 parts. But there's so much stuff over here. All right, I'm gonna try to do one more recording where I get it all in one part. But if you see this, there's a 3rd part coming up. All right, maybe you'll see this. Goodbye.